Hey guys, what's up, how's it going? My name is Rob and welcome back once again to another video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys what Canadian-based dividend stocks I'm going to be buying inside my portfolio today. Alright, so I got a lot to talk about in today's video, and I got a lot of plans and a lot of goals I want to discuss with you guys when it comes to my dividend investing portfolio. But before we get into that, I just want to say really quickly, big thanks to everybody who watches the videos and enjoys the content. If you guys watch this video and you guys do enjoy it, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Let's try and get this video to 200 likes, and if we guys can do that, I'm going to be super happy. And remember, if you guys do enjoy the content, remember to subscribe to the channel. Alright, so the format for this video is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to talk about some goals, I'm going to go over my earnings for my portfolio, and then I'm going to talk about the stocks that I'm buying today. So there's going to be lots to talk about in this video. It's going to be pretty long, but before we get into the portfolio and I show you guys an update on the stocks, I want to discuss a little bit about my stock portfolio, my plans on building the portfolio, and kind of share with you guys a little bit of my journey since I started building this portfolio in January 2020 of this year. So like I mentioned earlier guys, one of the most important things you can do as an investor, especially when you're first starting off, is just keep track of everything that you have. It's very inspirational. It's a nice way to keep you on track, and you guys can see over time how even just little things start to add up. And that's what I did with this investing case studies. I basically kept track of all the dividends I've been earning, and I'm keeping track of them on a monthly basis, and I'm kind of keeping track of just how much money we've been making from the portfolio over time. And this is really what kind of inspired me, especially in the beginning, to keep going it, because I could see like in the first month, we made 44 cents from our dividends, which isn't very much, but then you could see in the second month we made $1.61, and then that money just kind of kept growing. And I think this is one of the best ways for beginners to kind of see the value of investing and kind of stick with it, because like in the beginning it can be a little bit boring, especially if you're investing in maybe you're investing in like index funds or ETFs or something like that. It can be a little bit boring sometimes. So sometimes just kind of keeping steady and seeing the big picture kind of thing is one of the most important things you can do. And then over time you can maybe look at your dividends and kind of think in your head, okay, what can you do, or what can that do to make your life easier as time goes on, kind of thing. And that's something that I've kind of done with my dividend portfolio. And as time, you guys can see here, over time these dividends started to really increase. It took us about, I think, on month 6 we finally hit the $20 a month mark, and then on month 9 we hit $40 a month, and now we're kind of sitting around that same kind of mark. We're at $31 in December already. It's only the 12th of December, or the 11th of December actually, or it's the 12th, or it's the 11th actually today. So we still have a long ways to go. And our total dividends in total was $246. That's super cool. And here's the total contributions. And I've also included this thing at the bottom here where I want to start keeping track of if you guys watched my earlier videos earlier this year, I kind of was doing this where I was kind of showing to you guys, what things, little things you can get with your dividend stuff and how you can make your life easier. And because the goal of my portfolio in this case study is to pay for everything that I have, some of just the little simple things I want to focus on. And this, going into the new year, one of the things I want to focus on was the essential things. What are the things I use in my everyday life that I kind of take for granted that, if I could invest and earn some dividends, I could start buying and start increasing the quality of my life. One of the very first things was actually a cup of coffee. You see guys here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but one of the first things I want to do in my portfolio was pay enough to buy my daily cup of coffee, which is really cheap. A daily cup of coffee is like 20 cents or something around that, somewhere around those lines. So I kind of calculated how much would a daily cup of coffee cost, and it cost $6 a month. About once I got to the third or fourth month, I was paying for my daily cup of coffee kind of thing. So I kind of tracked that, and then I bought a French press, and I'll show you guys in this video in just a second here. I got a French press, and then the other day I went to the store and I bought 2 drinking cups, because you need cups to drink coffee. I think it's kind of funny, right? I know a lot of you guys are just going to shake your head at this, but you need cups. It's something that's so undervalued that people just don't take for granted. So I bought 2 cups, and the goal overall here is to just kind of buy everything that I use in my life and just really appreciate the simple things in life. And as my portfolio is growing and my dividends are compounding and the stock appreciation is growing, I can kind of look forward to new things. And I kind of did this earlier this year and I really liked it. So going into the new year, I want to go really hardcore with it. So I made a big list of all the things I could think of that I use on a regular basis, and things that I could, just little things that I could use to grow, use my dividends to buy kind of thing, grow over time. So I made this cool little list here, and I'm going to be updating it in every single video. I'm going to try to kind of showcase something that we can get, or some way we can make our lives easier with our dividends. So I don't see anybody else really doing this kind of thing on YouTube, so I think it's pretty cool, and I encourage you guys to do something of the same. You don't have to do hardcore like I am, but just set up a spreadsheet where maybe you can pay for some of your bills or something like that in your dividends, so you can see the value. I think that'd be very, very beneficial for you guys. So anyways, I'm not going to talk about this for too long, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. So let's jump over to the stock portfolio and let's see how dividend stocks are doing for today. Alright guys, so in today's video I got a lot to talk about in the portfolio, and I'm just going to go through here really quickly and talk about the what we're sitting at right now. I'm going to be selling some stocks today. I'm going to be selling some more ETFs and going to be cleaning up the portfolio once again. That's the main focus going towards the end of the year, is to clean up the portfolio, put the portfolio kind of more to what I want to do, because like I learned a lot over this year when it comes to investing, and I want to kind of fix some things. And since stocks are kind of on their way up, I think it's a perfect time to get rid of some of the ones I kind of want to get rid of. So I'll talk about that in just a second here. But overall, the portfolio, we have $12,844. So you guys can see that our pending REIT transfer from our REIT portfolio, that we're transferring from our personal account to our TFSA. Watch my previous videos if you guys want more information on that. It's currently it's deposited in the account. We just can't trade it. We'll probably be able to trade it either tomorrow, or I guess it'll be Saturday tomorrow. So probably maybe come Monday or later on today. So we're gonna have a big day to buy a bunch of stocks. I'm gonna be buying a bunch of REITs and some other things and sticking it in some of our ETFs and stuff like that. So that'll probably come out Monday. So we'll have a big day. I don't know if I'm gonna spend it all at once. I might spend it over a couple days. We'll kind of see how it goes. But that money right there is actually counted inside the portfolio. So the returns actually got pushed down. So Wealth Simple Trade, you know, it says we only got a 4% return last month, but it's actually much more than that, because you just subtract the 6,000 from that and you have 600. So our returns are actually more sitting around 10% or so. But I just want to point that out, kind of thing. So that's why it seems a little bit lower than the past couple days. Yeah, so it says 6%, but even $750 of, you know, $6,000, which would be what's in the TFSA right now, would be like a 10-11%. So it got pushed down a little bit, but all time the portfolio was sitting at like that 11% range. We're doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the stocks, and predominantly, like I mentioned before, they're mostly Canadian stocks, and that's mostly what we're going to be buying today. And as you guys can see, the stocks overall are doing quite well. And the one ETF I want to sell today, because I've had for a while, is XHD. So XHD is a Canadian hedged US high dividend yield fund. You know, I bought it to get a monthly dividend yield for US stocks, but over time I kind of found this fund, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just something I don't really want. And I bought a lot of shares. We have 913 shares, and as you guys can see, we're up 6% all time, which is $55. And over the course of a year, this really hasn't performed the best. As you guys can see, there's been a lot of other US-based funds that have performed well. And I don't want to buy really US dividend-based stocks. I want to buy more US-based growth stocks. So now that this fund is up and I can sell it, I'm going to sell a little bit of it, and we're going to take some of that money and kind of transfer it into some other stocks inside this portfolio. So over the course of the day, I'm just going to do a market sell just so I can get rid of it, kind of thing. And we have 33 shares. I'm just going to sell 33 shares here of XHD. And we should have about $900 or so to put in some other stocks. So today I want to put it into, we're definitely going to be buying some of our other US fund, which is VFV. So I've been buying VFV lately. I think that's the main US fund I want to stick inside this portfolio. So inside my TFSA, I really want to focus on Canadian dividend stocks, Canadian dividend and growth based stocks, and US growth stocks. So like those are the two main things I want to focus on, because I think those are the best value things you can get. So VFV was the S&P 500 index that we've started to buy inside this fund. The S&P 500 index is like one of the best indexes for growth stocks. You know, you could also get like a VTI or something like that, or a total market fund or something like that. Like those are really good funds too. They've done historically really well, but the S&P 500 just has so much history that I think that it's such a good fund. You can see that we're actually down a little bit since we bought it, 1%, and that's okay, because if it goes down, then when it goes up, we'll just gain more. So I think I'm going to buy a couple shares of this. It's currently about $82 Canadian, and we have where does it say our total here? I'm just going to refresh the page, because I don't think sometimes it doesn't update things when you buy and sell them, like in your account totals and whatnot. So I'm just going to update this really quickly. We'll hit refresh, and there we go. And we'll go back into the account. We'll go into VFV here really quickly. I'm using the desktop beta version of Wealth Simple Trade, as I'm sure most of you guys know. And there you go, $912 we have to trade. So I think I'm going to buy, I'm not going to buy too many shares of this. I'm going to buy about maybe 3 shares of VFV, which should come in at about $248. So I'm going to buy 3 shares of VFE, place that in just to kind of get some more US stocks. I'm going to kind of slowly grow that over time, but I'm still going to focus predominantly on Canadian stocks, because I still think Canadian stocks are like mostly what I want to hold, because once again, I am making a predominantly dividend based portfolio, right? So here's the Canadian stocks I'm going to look at for today. So going in the future, one of the like what I mentioned earlier in this video, one of the big things I want to focus on is kind of shrinking the portfolio and focusing on a smaller portfolio of stocks and kind of clean things up. And then once I kind of get that ready and I get that good to go and whatnot, what I want to do is eventually want to kind of maybe branch out into some other individual stocks. But for now, I'm just going to focus on what I have. And one of the good stocks I think that's going to do really well for me is going to be TD&T, which is Telus Corp. So these two stocks I think are really solid stocks, and they're really undervalued. Now TD has risen quite a bit over the past little little while, and as you guys can see, I think year over year it's down about 2%, so it's almost the same level it was at last year. But this is one of the best Canadian bank stocks, in my opinion. So I think this is one stock I'm just gonna buy inside this portfolio no matter what. So I'm gonna buy a couple shares of TD. I have about $664. So I'm gonna buy 2 shares of TD today, and then the rest of it I think I'm gonna stick in Telus, because Telus is a good company as well. Or I'm gonna stick some of it in Telus, and then I might stick some of it in a REIT or something like that. I think the REITs got hit quite a bit yesterday, so we'll take a quick little peek at that. So let's see here. We have wait, let's refresh that really quickly. That's not accurate. Or did I hit? Yeah, there we go. $520. For some reason, I thought I sold it for a second, or I confused myself there. But so we have $520 left, and I was talking about Telus. So Telus Corp is one of the big communications companies. They've just had absolutely crazy growth over the past little while. They're up 2.56% this year, so they've done well. And over the past years, they've had some pretty solid growth, and they are a good dividend-based stock. So I'm going to be buying some more shares of Telus because I think they're a pretty good company. I'm going to buy about how much is their stock right now? $25. So we could buy a couple shares. Let's buy like 5 shares of Telus. Or 6 shares of Telus. We'll buy that and stick that into T, and buy a big T. We'll stick that in, and then the last stock I'm going to be buying is probably going to be a REIT stock, because when I was looking at my stocks earlier today, I seen that REIT stocks took quite a bit of a hit. I'm just going to refresh the page once again, just to make sure that goes through. I don't know if that's a glitch in the beta version of the app or whatever it is. There you go. You can see the updates. But it looks like H&R REIT, which we've been buying into on a regular basis, is down, and so is RioCan is down 2.5%. So we could split this between the two, or we could buy one. I think I'm going to split it, so we're going to put 150 into each one. So as you guys can see, H&R REIT is down quite a bit over the past little while. So I think this is a good opportunity to buy once again. So we're going to go buy about, what did I say, $150 was it? So we'll scroll down here. We'll go 140, sounds good, of H&R REIT, and then we'll put the rest into RioCan, because I still think the REITs, you know, they're still down quite a bit, like I mentioned earlier. Like, they're still down 30%, over 30% since last year. So I still think they have lots of room for growth going into the future. So we'll go back into the portfolio. Sorry about all the refreshing and stuff like that. I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys. I'm just trying to keep this, you know, kind of going kind of thing. And I think we have, that's probably not correct, 225, is that correct? So you have 225, yeah. So we're just going to put the rest of my... As you guys can see, I'm not super accurate. Like, I kind of balance things out as time goes on, but I'm not too worried about being balanced too much, because over time, I just kind of, the next day when I buy stocks, I'll just kind of balance it out there. So I don't put too much thought into it. I just kind of, you know, spend my money and buy my stocks kind of thing. And over time, I'm looking to kind of improve this. So we'll stick this order, and we'll probably have to do a limit buy, since it's probably not going to go through. So 17.28. Put a limit buy in there, and we'll buy, how much do we have? 225, so we could buy about 7 shares. Yeah, that sounds about good. Go with that. And I think that's it for today for the stocks that I'm buying. So as you guys can see, our portfolio is doing quite well. Lots to talk about in today's video. I'm sorry about that. I'll do a quick little overview of the dividends, so you guys can see the dividends that we have here for the... I don't think there's any new dividends coming in from the last video, but as you guys can see, we have VDY, which paid us a dividend of $11. I'm probably going to not buy much VDY. I'll have to check in the next video, see, because obviously when you do these big deposits, it kind of screws up the balance of the portfolio. So I might need to buy some VDY, and I probably will when we get that big chunk from the REIT portfolio. VRE gave us a dividend of $4, H&R REIT dividend, RioCan dividend. So nice to good dividends coming for the end of the month, and we should get a bunch going through the end of the month. I mean, because the beginning and the end, because the end of the month of December, like most stocks pay a dividend in December because it's the end of the year kind of thing. So we should have lots of dividends coming through. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what the stocks I'm buying. Let me know what stocks you guys are buying. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for you know, joining me here today. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to the channel if you guys want more Canadian-based dividend investing content.